Assalamu alaikum, everyone. Good morning. This is SS Media TV if you are just joining us. And today, here we are back with our normal program that is our educational system. And today, here I'm having two student leaders from Gambia Senior Secondary School. And you all know what is Gambia Senior Secondary School capable of doing in this country. And today, we have the two student leaders, that is the head boy and the head girl, and we'll be talking about an interesting topic, that is the impact of technology in our education system. And I would like to give them mic to introduce themselves for our wonderful viewers and the audience out there. Then we will start with the right side.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Mariam Toure, the head girl of Gambia Senior Secondary School.
That's wonderful, Maria Mature, the head girl of Gambia Senior Secondary School. And I believe Gambia Senior Secondary School students are watching here. We have the head girl here, and we also have the head boy, I believe. Head boy, can you please introduce yourself?
Good morning, everyone. I am Siaka Toure, head boy of Gambia Senior Secondary.
Yeah, we have Honorable Maria Mature and Honorable Siaka Toure, the two heads of Gambia Senior Secondary School, representing the school to the program of our education system. And today we'll be discussing an interesting and amazing topic, that is technology in our education system. And with that, we will start the program, and we will start the question with the head girl to give us more lightings and lights about technology. Head girl, can you briefly tell the viewers and the audience what do we exactly mean technology in our education system?
Okay, as we know, technology has actually improved our way of seeing things in today's generation. And we came to find the ways that it can impact us in our education in a lot of positive ways. In which that we are not able to access that in this country, because gaining internet itself is very expensive in the country. So students like us, it's not very easy for us to afford it. Though we have a lot of places there where we can get it, but most of the time we have to pay for it. And some of us don't have the privilege to do so. And technology, in a way, actually help us to improve our understandings in a lot of things, in which we cannot find in schools. Because most schools, we actually tell us what is at the book. So we don't actually see how it is in reality. So we actually have to go to the internet and see it for us to be able to actually understand it. So it really help us in a way that we improve in a way that is far beyond the comfort zone of the classroom, where we cannot get from the teachers, but mostly we can get from other places like the internet.
Yeah, that is brave and very amazing. Head girl said that technology is very expensive, and the students, or the poor students, or even students in general, cannot easily afford to get technology. Then we will also suggest this to the authority to try by all means and have internet accessible to all schools in the Gambia. And we also go back to the head boy for the first question, that we also need to do this program from nursery school, primary school, junior school to the secondary level and university level. How does technology affect these people? And the first question that we would like to impose on the head boy will be that, now, a student in the Gambia or a nursery school student in the Gambia, how does technology affect them? Or what are the means? Because we all know that they don't have the means to get a technology, or they don't have the resources to get a technology compared to the Western world or the developed world, we see. Now, technology toward nursery school students in the Gambia, how can we have the resources to tap technology for our nursery school students to get access to this important thing in our education system?
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Jawara.
Yes.
Technology in nursery schools. Now, as we know, technology is a root in education system now. The world cannot go without technology. Yeah, so for technology in education is to start from nursery schools. As you said, technology is nursery school is not be based on learning about languages and also dancing there as nursery school students. So technology should be started from, compared to Western education system. When you see their nursery school system, nursery school students, they choose their career since their childhood. This is what you want to become. They show you that, like they show you that on TV, through the use of technology. until you grown up. So technology should start from nursery school up to upper basic, up to senior secondary school. So it will help the kids a lot. You cannot go up to upper or senior secondary school and you say we are going to start using technology while you don't have any clue about it. So technology should be started from, if a kid started using technology, that is time like the kid is going to have more clue about technology before the kid have to grow up. So that's my view. Like technology should start from seniors, from nursery school to the kids until they grow with it.
Yeah,
That's one.
yeah, that's wonderful response from Honorable Ture. Technology should start from the nursery school because we believe that we need to catch them young. Now, catching them young, we need to introduce technology in the nursery school so that they can select the field of their studies or their career as well. Comparing Western world and the Gambia, he said that the Western world will also introduce technology in their nursery school or pre-nursery school so that the people also or the student can select their career. Now, concerning about technology, introducing to the nursery school head girl. Now, how can we put a measures to control that the nursery school student, because we know that they are young, how can we put measures and policies so that they cannot see the bad side of technology in their that level because it might affect their mental being?
Okay, pretty much technology has its advantages and disadvantages, and it can affect people in their different kind of ways. But in the Gambia, we don't have this control where we have the privacy, like what children you see, they should see, and what adults you see, they should see. Compared to China, with how their policies are, if a kid is having a phone, they should see what they're supposed to see, not adult views, not something that adults are supposed to see. So in this way, we can control what kids see in nursery school and what they're not supposed to see. So we have to pretty much bring up a motive in which we can encourage them to introduce technology into kids' life, in which placing boundaries on what they're supposed to see, making sure it is fully educational and not something that is going to impact them in a negative way.
Yeah, we should control the internet or the technology that or the things that students that are in nursery school should see and what the adult also should see in the internet. Because compared to the Western world or the Asian world like China, those people control their technology so that their kids can see things that can develop their minds and their brains so that they can do well in future. But compared to us here, our kids can see what the adult also can see, and that is one bad side of technology in nursery school and in our country as well. Then headboy, we also learn that our kids also are seeing things that are very bad in our education system, and they are not learning things that are very important. Dancing in class and clapping in class, learning ABCD in class. I hope it will be better if we introduce ICT, that is information communication technology, so that the kids can play with phones, they can also play with laptops and computers, so that they can have what a very good ideas about those areas. And by then it will be controlled by the government or the authority in control, so that at least in future, because we all know that technology is the one that is moving the world. Now, by introducing it in the nursery school, so that our kids also can have something to deliver in future, I hope that will be something nice. So, what are your take on those areas?
Okay, things that that they are not necessary to learn in nursery schools. As kids go to school every day, they'll be learning ABC. When the kids return to home, what do you learn today? We learn ABC. What do you learn today? We learn ABC. Like continuously. Every day they are learning the same thing. I think that is not something that is necessary. As you said, they should include technology in their system. For example, when they have free lessons or there's no teacher there, because nursery school always is basic. Every day sometimes full week they will learn the same thing. So when they are using computer throughout that week, I think a kid, their brain is always fresh. They can easily take in notes rather than elders. So with technology, they can be able to absorb more information about computers before they grow up. When these computers are introduced in their schools, because you say like their media should be controlled. They should not be seeing things in the media that will affect their career in the future. So when technology is introduced in their schools, they will be able to gather information about technology and they will have clue about technology, how to use it before they grow up. I think this is important. and some of the necessary, some of the topics or some of the subject things that are not important in school. I think sometimes our education system, before it faltered to your, before you get older, before it get older, I think it starts from since nursery school, since you are a child. Yeah, they will not bring things to you that are important from childhood. So the time the kid is going to school, we say, okay, for us, what we are learning is not that important because every day we learn about the same thing. So with the help of technology, if technology is introduced, they'll be able to know, okay, this is computer, this is how to operate the system, this is how to do this. I think that will help a lot.
Yeah. I think that will help a lot because we believe that our minds are poisoned since the first day we step in that colonial classroom. Now, the other question that we will impose on the head guard is that we all know that our primary school, we don't have these labs wherein we have the ICT lab and other stuff because the ICT lab, most of the case, it starts in senior secondary school and not even all senior secondary school. Now, what can you suggest to the authority that they also provide ICT labs that can help the primary school student also to have access to this internet so that they can make a career?
That is a very amazing point to put through. And I did ICT when I was in grade 10 to grade 12. And it really helped, but not in a way that I see. If I started in the earlier on, like in my primary school or in like grade 7 or something like that, I can see myself doing more things with technology that I have. And during this period, I actually came up with an idea in which we should actually bring up something to the government to show them that at this time, we are going nowhere without technology. And at this moment, students should know that technology is everything because our day-to-day life is all about technology. And you can even see a kid who doesn't even know how to even on a computer for a matter of fact.
Yeah.
And it's at some point it's just sad. To the fact that I see in the media you see students doing amazing things with technology. But for Gambian kids, they don't even know what to do with a computer. So I think the government should be very, very specific and to help students to get to their potential when it comes to technology because it will really help the development of the country.
Yeah, the government should try by all means and bring equipment that can help the student in order to engage in technology because we all know technology is the one controlling everything in the world. Now, we also have another question for the head boy. Now, technology in primary school and in other areas, because even primary school, we are learning things in our syllabus that are important and some are not important. And some science syllabus that we have also need experiment. Now, can we also engage the government or the authority that are controlling our syllabus to bring things and to bring equipment as well, so that the things that we are learning in the book also can be practical and can be based on technological aspect?
Yeah, that is very important. Concerning about technology in primary school, as you said, we should have technology in primary school because when you see right now, when you finish grade 12, they'll be telling you go and do computer classes. So which you're gonna go? There is no place here right now in the world right now. I can say where you go, you are not going to do technology. So primary school should have technology because if you go to senior school, even their computer is optional. You're not going to do it. So I think when it is introduced into primary schools, when it is optional, make sure when you go to upper, it is compulsory. There, seniors, it is compulsory. So because when you are doing computer since your primary school, and you go up to it to upper and senior, I think it's not going to be a problem to you. You don't have, like you say, you don't have any other reason for you to go and further it again to go and have certificate instead of you going to universities or other stuff like that. So concerning about the labs also, you see in the Gambia, you will only choose what you will become until you reach at senior level, senior school. That's the problem. You will say, okay, I want to study science. I want to be a doctor when you go to senior secondary school. But when you are in primary school, you're going to say, okay, I want to be a journalist or I want to be like this. When they ask you, what do you want to become in the future? You say, I don't know. Because we are in primary school. There was no labs there. There is nothing like. I think we should have those things in primary level so that if you want to choose your career, it will be it should be earlier. You should not go up to grade 12 and you choose determine what you are going to do in future. So I think that should take note in the authority so that they can help us with that. Labs will be provided in them so that you can choose your career earlier as possible.
Yeah, labs should be provided so that you can choose your career as early as possible. And Honorable also made mention of something that is selecting of careers and having ICT as a compulsory for primary school, junior school, and senior secondary school. Now, Edgar, we see it difficult for us to have access to ICT, that is information communication technology, because most of the school make it optional. Now, seeing things that are very important in our education system, like technical studies like woodwork, metalwork, engineering, and other stuff, and agriculture, those areas are very important areas. But those areas are areas that they make optional and make things that are less important compulsory. Now, can you state that these are some of the backwardness of our education system since it's been established in this country?
Surely. And in many aspects of this kind of thing, because at this moment we are concentrating on maths, English, physics, and stuff like that. It's something that we cannot do practically. We just see them calculated, pass, and we tell you pass your exams, you fail your exams. That is the reality of Gambia.
Yes.
And in this case, things like woodwork, agriculture, is something that we should always look forward to, because if we have this strong grip to these curricular activity, it's going to improve people the aspect of involving themselves and seeing how they were able to go in other careers in the world. Because by this time, we are always raised with the perspective, grow up, be a doctor, grow up, be a lawyer. We weren't exposed to other things like being like inventory, like discover things by yourself and make new things in the world. The only thing we have to say, people created it already, follow.
Yes.
That is the only things we ever know. We never knew how to create new things. And through the help of technology, we kind of discovered that. And we discovered in a way that there are other things that are discovered. And we also want to discover. We also want to show the world that we can do this. But we just grew up with the mentality of the fact that what is there and we have to follow. And in this aspect, if we actually hold these things like woodwork, technical drawing, ICT, with so much dedication, we'll be able to make things that is just imaginable. And we can take Gambia to places where no one can ever see us. So these things are extracurricular, but they can show people a lot of things. So technology pretty much helped us in those aspects. And they are pretty much related in this year's generation, because this year's architect cannot even go without technology. Agriculture can only go with agrotech. And these things are just making, if you see the world, they're just making remarkable accomplishments all over the world.
Yeah, that's wonderful. We just follow people that already discover things. And we need to innovate and invent things that are new, and they can also develop our own country by introducing technology and by also applying technical areas that are woodwork, metalwork, ICT, TV, and other areas. These are areas that are very vital in economical and social aspect of every country, because you cannot go without all those areas. In concerning with the response of the head guard, we also have another question for the head boy. Head boy. Now, concerning the world, we are seeing everything with e-technology, e-government, e-business. Whatever you see is e, because now we can in fact say that anything that you deal with, you must deal with technology. And those are the areas that our students are not having any clue about it. It's only few people that are learning it, computer science and all that. In fact, that computer science you only learn when you are at university level. I hope it will be very necessary for students to learn all these things in their primary level, senior secondary level, so that at least when they reach at university level, it will be a stepping stone for them. Now, what will be your take on that?
Okay, thank you so very much. Concerning about technology in the world, I think Gambia, our country, they should take an example of developed countries and look at their education system, how it is going. Because if you see their education system, they choose it wisely. And I think our own, there is a need for awakening of this education system. Since that is not now, it should be happening since then. So I think even agriculture, like she said, right now agriculture, when you go to the world, anywhere in this world, it cannot go without agriculture. A country cannot even go without agriculture. And that is what we say, like our president say, eat what you grow and grow what you eat.
Yes.
So, but we are not doing that. We are not doing it because we don't have the technologies to do that. In the Gambia, if we want to do the agriculture here, we are not feeding ourselves now. It's because of the lack of technology everywhere. We want to, right now we say hardship is in the country. Hardship is in the country. There is no industrialization. You're going to have industries without technology. So, as anywhere in this world, like it is technology. But right now, we are not having industries, we are not having technology. Even we have industry, we don't have technology, it's useless. So we must have technologies first and after we have industry. So I think like technology is right now, we should be focusing on that. Because my head girl right now is there. The time we were in school, we always argue. I say, you want to be a science student, what do you want to study in future? I thought, but I have never seen any science student discover anything, even medicine student discover anything. We always argue about that, and she'll be saying like, you are students, your politics, you mess up all the country, something like that. But I always think her like, I've never seen any science that, okay, this is what we discover in science field, because there's no technology. Without technology, science students, they cannot do what they want to do. Honestly, woodwork, they cannot do. This technical student, they cannot do what they want to do. And even the art students, it's also like now, technology it applies to both fields now, every field now. So I think like technology is very important in every aspect of life in this world.
Yeah, technology is very important because nobody cannot go without technology. That's why we are suggesting this to the authorities that are in control that technology should be something very important and vital in our education system. ICT, or the information communication technology, should be a compulsory. Even it's not a compulsory in junior school, but senior school it's supposed to be a compulsory because we cannot develop without this. Now, people are developing or countries are developing, but still now we are in the same place. We are not going anywhere because things that's supposed to be compulsory, like agriculture, like technical area, like technology, are the things that are optional because we are forgetting things that can develop us and focusing things that are not going to take us nowhere. That's why still now we are in the same place. Now, concerning about that area, Hegdal, we are having optional subjects that are very important, and we are having compulsory subjects that are, we are not saying they are not important, but they are less important concerning our situation. Now, can you say that these are colonial strategies to make us small so that they can have what they want? Because when they implement their technologies, they can come and take resources and go back, innovate things and invent things and import it here so that we can have our money exploited, or we can have our money capital flighted from our own country to Western world.
And that is that is kind of very visible because at this moment Gambia is really, we are actually going backwards. So literally, like everything we are doing, it will not even benefit us. We have to depend on outside sources for people to help us when we are doing it. And feeling proud. But what is there for us to achieve if we study past exams and more? We are seeing people with amazing results. They are still jobless because they still don't decide on what they are going to be during the process of them going to school. The only thing they were thinking of, let's study, let's pass exam, and we are good to go. And then when they are out of school, when all the job opportunities are ticking, they cannot invent on anything. They will just sit down and wait for another job opportunities to come, which probably affects you to going back way on all other stuff. And in this aspect, there are other subjects that you know. Example, IPT, physics, maths, and I'm done. Those are the only 3 subjects I need. So if I need them, maybe English is an option because I need it obviously. But the other subject, I don't see benefit in them for me to actually study them, for me to achieve what I want to achieve. So they are pretty much useless to me. But I cannot always forget them because I'll be like, I'm going to fail my exam. I will not be able to go to university if I fail these exams. And they're the only things I don't concentrate on my dreams. The only thing I will concentrate on how to get into university. And that should not be the fact. I should concentrate on what I want to achieve. Not what it's not going to take me nowhere, but I still have to pass it because the only way I can get my dreams. So it's kind of very complicated because sometimes we have to get in that emotional struggle for us to decide what we are going to do and what we are not going to do. And that is just how life is in the Gambia for us.
Life in the Gambia, because we know that our education system is just training us to pass exam, to pass exam, to pass exam. But the problem is our education system should teach us how to solve societal problems. And we are having a lot of societal problems that are not solved. They are still here from 50 years back. We are having the same problem, and still now currently we are facing the same problem. And my question to our head boy concerning about our education system teaching us how to pass exam. From grade 1 is only do you pass exam? Do you take first in your class? Are you part of the first 5 or the first 10 people in class? But we never focus on how to solve the societal problem. And the societal problem can only be solved through agriculture. It can only be solved through technical areas like woodwork, metalwork, and the other technical areas. The societal problem also can be only solved through ICT, that is the technology. If we improve on that, I believe the societal problem will be solved. But now we focusing on passing exam, then molding people that only cram books, but they don't focus on solving societal problem. What are your take on that?
I think we should focus on people who are solving societal problems rather than people who are cramming just books without doing anything for the society. Because when you see agriculture, you see someone want to study agriculture, you want to be an agriculturist, for example, but they will tell you, like she said, you have agriculture A1. They will tell you, okay, why don't you have mathematics and English language A1? Without mathematics and English language in the Gambia, you're not going anywhere. I will tell you, because even university right now, grade 12, our results are hanging, but everyone is thinking about whether you go to university or not. Because if you don't have mathematics and English language, because you want to study medicine, or you want to be a lawyer, you want to study agriculture or something like that. But you have all those subjects and you have the mind, you are capable of doing it, but because you don't have mathematics and English language, you will not study it. I think that is kind of weird in the Gambia. I don't know if it's only Gambia that is doing that, or other African countries or in the Western world they are doing English, including maths and English. You will not do what you want to do. But I think education system that should be changed there. Without mathematics and English, you will not achieve your goals. Like you will not study agriculture while you have agriculture A1. And that is part of the development of this country. Technology of ICT. Everyone knows, like, you see some student who that the person cannot be good in English language, he will not be good in mathematics. But when it comes to IT, the person is an expert with it. And the person you pass IT, they will tell you, okay, you don't have mathematics and English, you're not going before IT. I think that should be changed. And those are the people that many countries in the Western world, when you can do technology, the government, they are the people that grab you because they think they need you. Or you can see that small boy who had millions of accounts. The government, they are surprised. How do you do this? Because of technology. They don't tell him, go and do mathematics. They'll go and do English language because of the knowledge that he have about technology. So I think like the idea of if you pass the old subject, you don't have mathematics and English language. I don't think that is reasonable for us to not to do what you want to do in future. Yeah, concerning about technology and agriculture and all other stuffs, I think that is not reasonable to me. Honestly, that is my take on it.
Yeah, that is not reasonable because this math and English is denying a lot of people and shattering their dreams to be achieved. Because we all know that there are people that are blessed in different areas. Now, people have their goal, they have their dream to achieve. But we can see 80% or even 60% of the youth and the students in the Gambia, this math and English is what is affecting them to achieve their goals. And this old system that they are bringing, we can say is very bogus and it's an old-time system. And we are in modern time, they need to bring a system that can help the student to achieve their goal and also explore their talents in reality. So we are also suggesting and urging the authority that are in power to look at areas that are going to develop this country, but not areas that are going to make this country stagnant in one place. Now, looking at that, Headboy also mentioned something like WAS result and other stuff, because we are also working on education system. We need to talk about all those areas. Now, this WAS area is an area that is affecting our education system very much. Because when you look at WAS result, we can see most of the school is only 10% of the student that start for WAS will have the university. The other 90%, all of them will not have the university. Now it will make some of the students back out because they don't have the criteria to enter university again. And that also lead to what? The backwardness of our education system. Hadn't been there learning something like technology and technical area, after 12 years of learning that, they can use their hand to create something and have a job. What are your take on that?
My take on this is, I'm sure I'm not talking for only me, I'm talking for all the students that are watching at this moment. WAS is actually the most terrifying thing on our lives. Because at this moment, the only thing throughout our years will be like, if we don't pass WAS, we are dead. Because crossing high school WAS examination is actually what we all look for. So everything that we have in our minds since shareholders, like, if we don't pass WAS, our life is over. That's the only thing we are thinking. And for people who actually let that go deep into their hearts, when they don't pass WAS, they just feel useless in society. Just go back and just make crimes and do everything that is unnecessary in the society. And in this case, WAS should not be the only thing that should decide our future. That is one thing I always see, and I always argue with it with my brother. WAS is not the only thing that should decide our future. So there are things that we should also look up to. Not just for us to go to examination hall, write our paper. If we fail, our life is over. If we don't fail, we continue. And if we go to university, we blow up again, our life is over again. That is just the most unrealistic thought, if I'm going to see it. It's one of my thoughts. So in this case, we have to, even though we must do WAS in other aspects, but they should not make it seem like if we don't do it, it's the end. Because since grade 10, it's just always tell us this: if you don't pass WAS, then just feel like your life is over. That is the mentality we always went with. So if people go to that extent, because not everyone is as academic as strong. Not everyone can do maths, English, physics especially. But in other aspects, they are very strong at it. And if they tend to look forward to that place, then it will be very easy for them to actually build up their academic performance if they aren't pressured by outside people to tell them that WAS is the only thing we need. It's not the only thing we need. We need a lot of other things. But it's just the backward mentality of people sometimes, I always say. But in other aspects, we need technology to make us see that. Because we do have technology in the Gambia, but it's not as effective like it is in other countries. Because technology enlightens people, but most people use it for a sense of distraction, from realistic stuff to unrealistic stuff. And we tend to see that even sometimes people get easily distracted. Like, the distraction level of people now is increasing day by day. And compared to it, sometimes you'll be learning and just through it, you just go somewhere else to entertain yourself. And people are not enlightened to see the importance of technology in our lives. That they can get a job online, they can make money online, they can build companies online, they can do a lot of things with technology. And they will be able to enlighten people, be motivational speakers, do a lot of things with technology that can help them and help the people around them, which is a bonus, because if you help people around them, it can also make them help you in other situations. Technology can do that, and people don't see that in this country. So we think people should actually spread technology more on this side.
Yeah, people should spread more on technology. And I can concur with Edgar with one thing that he said, that WAS will not determine your life. I hope we have a program like that before last year. We create a program. We said, should WAS determine your life? We say no, WAS will not determine your life, because you have different alternatives that you can use in order to select a career. This is just an exam of 2 hours, an exam of 3 hours, an exam of 1 hour 30 minutes. Can that determine your life? No. So with that, we are going to have a short commercial break. When we come back, then we will continue with the senior secondary level, university level, and the society level, how technology impact our life. Thank you for joining. Yes, thank you so much. If you are just joining us, this is SS Media. We are just from the short commercial break. And today here with me, I have two student leaders from Gambia Senior Secondary School. That is the head boy and the head girl. We are discussing an important topic, that is the impact of technology in our education system. And we are going to continue with our fruitful discussion. And we also start the question this time from the head boy. Now we would like to ask the head boy, is it that because of we lack the knowledge of technology from primary school, senior secondary school, up to university level? That's why many of our youths are misusing technology in various Facebook pages and TikTok and even YouTube. Some are using it in a very bad manner. Is it because of we lack the value of technology and the knowledge of technology?
Yes, that is very right. We really lack the knowledge of technology. That's why people are abusing technology. Because most of these platforms that we are using, I and you, we don't know who even created it, and we are using it. So I think posting in the media, or abusing media is one of the negative things like youths are doing right now, because especially Gambia, when you go to most of the platforms, you post something like which you know that you don't even know where you are posting, where you are entering, and where you are going. You don't even know. So, for example, I will take an example from on WhatsApp, which I can say the whole generation use. When you go there, they will tell you when you post a status, after 24 hours it will disappear. Like, for example, we had this program before, and someone asked, if you post a status, if it expires now, where does it go? And everyone, we were all staring at one place. Abusing media is very negative side of the use. We should take technology and place it into good use, because technology now is a source of income for many, for each and everyone. If you can use technology very well, studying technology, we know is very expensive, especially in this country. Studying technology is not easy, and people are and other countries who that they are having technology. Technology in other countries, even to study it is very expensive, because they know once you study technology, what will you become in future? Because technology right now, it is very expensive, and it is the thing that is taking the world forward. So without technology, we cannot go forward. So in the Gambia, there are some specific people who they study technology. When you go to them, even to upload you have something in your phone, you cannot upload it. They will charge you with such amount of money that you think, wow, this is very cheap, and you are imposing this such amount of money into me that I cannot pay. So technology, some people who study technology in the Gambia, they are very limited. You can count them. For example, when you go to a particular school like Gambia High, you see only one person there who that he's very good in technology. Who is that? That is the only IT teacher. What about the other teachers? Is it that they don't study technology or what? So I think technology is very important, and we should not abuse it. It is lack of knowledge in technology. That's why we are abusing technology. So I think when we have more knowledge on technology, we put it in the good use.
Yeah, that's very important. When we have more knowledge and a good knowledge of technology, that is the very time we are going to use technology in a very vital manner. And concerning the abuse of technology, we all know that in the Gambia it's very rampant, because the reason is people didn't know what is technology at all, because we are not taught of what is the value of technology. What we know is just to pause and have a comment and insult people and move on. That is the only thing. And all those apps that we are using are created by people that are receiving money every day. With all your that post, they are also receiving money. So we should know that. So we should use technology in a very vital manner, so that at least we can gain something from it. But we also know that some people also are using a very crucial manner in the area of technology, so that they can develop themselves and they can develop their career. In the context of that, we also ask Hedgal. We learned that in the history of China, in 3 to 4 decades back, they are the poorest country in the world concerning about world alignment. But now China venture into technology. They also venture into agriculture. they also venture in the technical area, because technology cannot go without technical areas, and it cannot also go without agriculture. And agriculture also cannot go without technology, because we all know they go simultaneously and concurrently. Now, what will be your advice as Gambian that our country is born 58 to 59 years back, and still now we are here and we are not developing? Can we have a sample country that we can also familiarize ourselves with and copy them to do something in tech area?
I guess China is a very visible sample for us to actually look forward to. And in other aspects, so China is a full example for us to look forward to when it comes to technology. And there's a lot of things that we see on it. But in aspect, I think Gambia is fully backwarded because we are still depending on our colonial leaders. Still, that is one thing that is fully understood, because we are still clinging to them for some reason. And even though we have almost 50 years of independence, we are still not independent. Gambia cannot do anything in the country unless we borrow it from other countries. We cannot make sure anything is unless we cannot eat for us to unless we import it from other countries. Like, we pretty much fully depending on the Western world, and that is because of our low understanding of technology. For example, for China, for instance, they were the poorest, as you said, and they become one of the richest countries in the world through technology. And that is an example for everyone to see that technology is not only something that people see in their rooms 24 hours just to concentrate on. Because at times, most of the time, when people are in their room with technology, sometimes our parents will come and get out of it, or get out of the room, you are doing something useless. Because you're there 24/7. But they don't know, maybe I'm starting something, I'm looking for a job, maybe I'm looking for something else. But that is not their understanding. The only thing they know, I'm doing it because I'm doing something useless. They are not fully educated on that aspect of technology. And I think people should understand that there are many countries in the world that we should take example of. For US, for instance, it is still the richest country in the world, but China is developing extremely rapidly, and I think their way of technology is really going to overcome them anytime soon. So I think Gambians should actually take an example from them and start developing things on their own. Sometimes if we are feeling depending on, we need the government for sure, because they are backward, to be honest with you. If you want to do something, we need them to do a lot of things for us to be able to pursue our dreams. But sometimes we actually need to come up with ideas, come up with something we can create, and make sure that we involve other people in it. Make them also discover stuff. They're not just there and we have to go and learn school, have straighties, and have a good job and get married and stuff like that. That's just absurd. But if we start developing and we start involving other people, it will become big. And we see Gambia is going to have a place where people can invent stuff and do stuff that are pretty much just going to happen.
Yeah, Gambia will be a place where people invent things that are going to be very important in our society. Comparing Western world and the Gambia, or the Asian world and the Gambia, there's a very big gap that is between us. Now, concerning about that respective answer from the head girl, we also have a question for the head boy. Head boy, we are seeing people in our society that the youths and students that are very, very good in technological aspect. We are seeing people that are very good in technical areas. They can make some robots, and they can make some technical cars and other stuff, guns and other kind of things. Some, in fact, they can construct buildings with curtains and other stuff. So those kind of people are many in our society, but they are idle in a sense that the government is not having a facility where they can gather these people and make things that are going to be very important in our society. Because people that are making robots, people that are constructing buildings, mansions with curtain, and they can also make guns, they can also make cars. Those are the very people that government should try by all means and look after them in various society and gather them together and give them resources and means in which those people can gather their ideas and they gather their mentality and mindset and create something for us. Because we learn that most of African countries right now, they are trying to make vehicles. Place like Rwanda, those people are trying to make vehicle of their own. They are trying to construct things of their own. And for Gambia, whatever that we want to do, we call Chinese to construct it for us. Even our bridges, our roads, so whatever that we are doing, even our National Assembly. I don't know who constructed one, but I believe they are Chinese. So we need to have people here that will be good at technical area. That's why we need to introduce technical subject as compulsory. At least we will have a vibrant people that can have something in future. What are your take on those areas?
We call that creativity in the mind. Those people who invent those cartoons and these electronic things, they are very creative. And as you say, like the government, they should create a special facilities. And you see, every school you go right now, you will see people, who, they are very good in technology. Every school, that is every school. But their willingness there, sometimes it's not about to study maybe physics or something like, or other subjects. They are just there to know more about technology. But they cannot know more about technology when you don't have people there who will teach them about technology. So I think that is very important. Any school now, right now you go, you will find people there who that they are very good in technology. But there is no facilities here. For example, when you say after school, okay, let me go and study this particular thing about these robots and other stuff, construction things about materials that make work easier for us. You see, if we depend on, if you see, everything is expensive right now because we depend on, like you say, we call the Chinese to come and build this, call these people to come and build this. It is going to be expensive for us. I mean, the government is just like wasting of resources. When you call them, it's not going to be free. Or they are going to tell you, okay, do this, and we do this for you. It's just like, friends with benefit, I can say. Yeah, so people who they're very good in technology in schools, they should have facilities. Special facilities whereby they can pursue their talent. They can know, okay, when everything depends on training. Everything depends on training. Those people, this is what they can do for now. But what they are going to invent in the future, we don't know that. So, for example, when they are in other countries, like the US or the Chinese, whereby they have access to other technologies, they can create something very creative. As we all know, sometimes we say like the content of the black man is very wise. People think like sometimes the black men, we are very, but honestly speaking, I always say this, the black people, they are very wise. When it comes to creativity, but why can they not pursue their talent? It's because of lack of technology in this country. Not only in the Gambia, but many African countries. There are lack of technologies. So technology, we should have many facilities about technology. Right now, we have only a low facilities about technology. For example, in the Gambia here, you cannot call a particular place whereby you say, okay, here is whereby all the technical students are going. Right now in the Gambia, we don't have that. Whereby, okay, this is whereby agricultural students are going. Unless university, whereby they are going to study. So in the Gambia, I think we should have more facilities about this technology that is going to help us more in the education system.
That's very important. In the Gambia, we should have more facilities that are going to help the students that are studying technology or students that are willing to select a career based on technical areas. In concern with that question, we also ask the head girl. Now, head girl, we are seeing every year thousands of students are graduating from University of the Gambia, business areas, art area, science areas, and other stuff. But among these thousands of students, if it is out of funded, we can say only 10% will be employed by the government, maybe, and the rest will be seeking for job. Can we say that our education system is molding people to seek job instead of creating job because of lack of technology?
This is an ideology that we always grew up with. Just graduate, seek job, and have to go. So in this aspect, I would tend to say that people should, because everything here is e-commerce, everything, e-learning. And in this way, since the only thing they always concentrate on does not actually take on everything. Some people concentrate on business and business alone, not even involving technology. So if they go, maybe they will go to the bank. Because now everything in the bank is literally through the phones, through the computers, through everything. So if they go there and they don't understand anything about technology, they won't be able to work there. Because now even banks ask for a knowledge in technology. If you don't have that, then you have to go somewhere else. And where else will you find a suitable job, paying very well, for you to work there without them asking you knowledge on technology. If you don't have it, then you just have to go back again, learn technology, and come back and seek for that job, which is wasting your time more. So in this case, in this process, if you are learning in university or anywhere else, even in primary school, make decisions clearly at that stage. If you go on further your education to senior secondary school, university, then you'll be able to have a clear mind of what you want to pursue. Anything that you need to do, at least you have a basic understanding of it. If you grow older, you'll be able to make it more concrete for you to be sure, yes, this is what I want. But if you don't have this ideology when you're a kid, if you grow up, it's going to be very hard for you to make that decision. And to be honest with you, the ideology will grow up. That's the reason why most of them are doing this. But as time goes on and technology is progressing, some of them are trying to see the other aspect of it. But even though they're seeing the other aspect of it, the zeal for them to do it because the country haven't given them the opportunity to do so. Pretty much they just go backward and start seeking for jobs, not actually creating one for themselves. So I think the government should actually try to see and create a suitable environment for people to be able to express their talent and to be able to create new things in the society.
Yeah, the government should create a suitable environment where people can explore their talent and express their talent. In concern with creation of a job opportunity or seeking for job opportunity, the head guard really explore that area. We are going to ask the head boy, can we also say that the high unemployment rate in the Gambia is because of we lack technology, so we cannot create job for ourselves? Because we realize that many people are graduated with degrees, bachelor's, masters, but still now they are sitting with no job. And you can also have a survey, even you go maybe up 99% or 90% of all the compound in the Gambia here, you may have a graduate that is sitting without a job, or you may have a dropout that is sitting there because he or she gave up because of the education system is not promising, and because of lack of technology, so that they can also have a career and create job instead of seeking job.
Yeah, that is very important, and that is true. It's because of our education system and lack of technology also. That is why most of the people are sitting without job. For example, when you study in the university, or let me say a dropout, like the person is sitting with his talent because you cannot further your education. Like, okay, now, for example, you also graduate from university and you want to study something, but you want to create something, let me say, but there is no, you don't have any option how to do it, where to do it, unless you don't travel. I will take an example like those people who study abroad and those who study in the Gambia. You see, those who know that they are very good in technology and they want to focus on technology. When they study abroad, when they come back, their stories and the people who study here is very different because they have learned something there that these people didn't learn. So it's quite different. So lack of job is also a lack of this thing, a lack of technology. Yeah. So with the help of technology, I think those are many people sitting, that they are graduate but they are not employed. I think with the help of technology, they can be able to have more opportunity to be in employment places. Like the government should provide more facilities whereby technology will be provided there, so that the youths that are not employed and those people who know that they want to focus on technology as their career can focus on those areas, so that they can seek employment instead of so that they can create employment instead of seeking employment from the government.
That's wonderful. We should focus on creating jobs instead of seeking jobs from government, because we should learn that, or we should know that after graduating from University of the Gambia, at least if all the students that are graduated from University of the Gambia, if all of them cannot create a job, but at least if 10% can create a job for their own and employ the rest, will be find them 90% are following government to seek job. So that will be a disaster in our country, and that is what is happening in our country. Now we also ask the head girl, maybe the last question that we are going to ask the head girl about it. Then we go to the head girl. We realize that our university students, most of them, or our students before going to University of the Gambia, most of them will go and have extra class for information communication technology because they don't have the knowledge of information communication technology from primary school up to senior secondary level because senior secondary level is optional. So going to University of the Gambia, you need to use technology because you need to use your phone to study. One, you also need to use your laptop to send your assignments through that laptop and share all the results that you have with people, and also some lectures you will receive from your laptop. But most of the students didn't even know how to operate that particular laptop, and we can say that is a disaster toward our education system. What are your take on that?
My take on that is because most of them, because our batch is the first batch who ever did ICT as a course. Because we did it from grade 10, grade 11, and grade 12. It's 3 years. But even though we did it for 3 years, there are a lot for us to learn when it comes to technology. Because the only thing we learn is the basic Microsoft, Excel, Word, and stuff like that. And in this case, we have a little knowledge in it. Sometimes we'll be in class and teachers will joke that we can do more than universities. And we find it funny sometimes, but at sometimes it's pretty much sad. That we are in high school and they're in university and they don't even know how to operate the computer. So that is when we started to contemplate how technology is actually important in our day-to-day life when it comes to technology. And for the other university students, pretty much most of them did not see the advantages of technology early on before they go to university. So the most of them actually realized it very late and they try to catch up with it, but sometimes it's not always good, easy for people to catch up with stuff that they passed on already. And I think the government should actually try to emphasize this, that ICT should be something that is compulsory in every school, not something like that should be optional subject. And no one will choose ICT over that religion. It's this, like, sometimes it's just sad. And in other aspects, the way we kind of put it in our syllabus, sometimes we have it maybe twice a week, maybe sometimes we want. So they should try to put it in a way that we have ICT in more time. They're going to help us. It's going to help us understand more aspects of the other subjects and the other subjects through it.
Exactly. That is very important. They should try by all means and make ICT a compulsory subject because you cannot have ICT and Islamic or ICT and Christian religion, then you take ICT at the same time because they make ICT so light that people need not to study ICT. And these are very important. ICT should be compulsory and it should have its own base in our curricula so that we can know what to do next. Now, our last question to head boy will be that. Now, what are the consequences of not having ICT in your senior secondary school as a core subject or even as an optional? Because we all know that other schools are not even doing ICT at all.
Yeah, the consequences of not having ICT in your school is just like it's a disaster, I can say, because there is no way you can go without ICT. Yeah, because even us right now, we are from grade 12, but right now we are going for computer classes. As you say, I will take it from her like ICT should be a foundation from junior school up to senior school, so that we will not bother ourselves to go to for computer classes, all those stuff instead of going to university. So if you have a computer in your school, I think the government should try by all means, especially these government schools. People prefer going to government schools rather than private schools because they think like private schools is more expensive. So if you can afford, this is this mentality like when I go to government schools, okay, I will have this and this and this. I will have access to all these things. But when you go to government schools, you are not having technology there, which is improving the world. I think it is very sad. So even recently, my school, Gambia, had It's just this past years like we have computers there. But before, our former batches, those who were there, they were not using the computer. Even to write exams, they use pen and a paper. The teacher will just stop and they will just write. It's just recent, like we start using computer. That sponsor is not even from the government. It's from the former students. Those they graduate from Gambia High. They have some something. They just they share each other. They say, okay, now let's help Gambia High with some ICT lab, because they have seen the impact of technology. So it's not the sponsor is not from the government. The sponsor is from the ex-students. They brought the sponsor there. That is why Gambia High right now they are using they are using computer. That helped them a lot. In terms of WAS exams, it was computer. A school that is not using computer, because we have seen it this year even, they said schools that are not using computers and their students are doing ICT, they have to borrow computer. It is why. So I think computers should not even lack inside the school. A school that is using computer, it's not lack. So I was wondering, how are they going to do that? I mean, a student over let me say 60 students or closer to 100 students, that they are doing ICT. A particular school is not having computers. How are you going to borrow computers until they do their exams and all those stuff? I think it's going to take time. And that was said a day before the paper. That arrangement is so well. So technology should be prioritized in all the schools. Schools that are having computers, they are not more. You can count them. Schools, that they are having this subject as IT, but they are not practicing it. They are just running it like the theory. But practical in the computers, they are not doing it. It's just recently we have the computer lab, and it is very excellent. The computer lab is very, you cannot compare it to most of the schools right now. Yeah, because the computers are sufficient. Every student will come and sit with your computer. I think the government should have a sponsorship whereby they can import computers for the schools to have it. Because if the school is say like they are going to afford those computers, I think it's very expensive. Like the government is there, they are not providing it for them. So even our school, like I say, it is not provided by them. I think that again is not an option for them. So they will provide the computers for the students to have access to it, so that they can be able to access to the computers, not only by theory but by practical. Yeah, so that's my thing on it.
Yeah, not only by theory but by practical. And we thank the ex-student of Gambia High Senior Secondary School for providing such an amazing equipment to the students so that they can also develop their mindset. Then before we close the program, we would like to give a chance to the head guy to give a closing remark to all the viewers and listeners, and especially the students of Gambia High that are looking their leaders here, representing their voice here. Head guy.
It's surely an honor to be here to express our feelings as students. And I'm sure I wasn't representing only myself, I was representing all the students out there who weren't able to express themselves in the problems they are facing in school. So I want all of you to come out and make sure the government should show the government that we are struggling in our schools and we do need technology in our studies, and we need for it to be able to improve our ways and perspective when it comes to learning. And technology is the only way we can improve ourselves, because technology is the one way.
Technology is the only way that we can improve ourselves and our life. And we also give a chance to the headway also to talk to all the viewers and the listeners out there, and especially the student of Gambia High that he is representing them here. Edward.
I'm very honored to be here, and I say thank you, Mr. Jawara, for inviting us to talk about the impact of technology in our educational system. So based on the things that we have mentioned, I think the authority will put a check into it so that they can provide all the necessary needs. And like technology is having a greater impact in the society and in the worldwide, I can say. So I thank you all for the students that are watching. I hope these informations are very vital and important to you people, so that you can take it seriously and know that the consequences that you will have without technology in your schools, and all the schools that are doing ICT as a subject, I can say. And my last pitch will go to the government, whereby we say technology, this will help each and every school to have technology in their schools, because it really helps a lot. Because life after school, you are going to face the real world, and the real world is all about technology. So that's why I'm saying like the government should take impact into the technology. Thank you.
Yeah, the real world is all about technology. This brings us to the end of the program. And my name is Usman Jora. Do join us next Wednesday at the same hour. Thank you so much.